Hey everyone, it's Laura from the blog ouroilyhouse.com, and today I'm going to be doing another cook with me video. Now this cook with me video is a little bit different than some of the other cook with me videos I do because this is not meals that we eat just on a regular basis. These are meals that we make for in-home date nights. So me and my husband love doing in-home date nights. We have 5 kids, and so getting out can be a little tough with getting babysitters and all that. We try to do date nights once a week, and so every other week we will get a babysitter and go somewhere, and then on the other week we'll do what we like to call an in-home date night. Now an in-home date night is just a time when we cook up kind of a fancier meal. Sometimes we'll even wear fancy clothes and sit down and light the candles, or other times I might just get something really easy from the grocery store like frozen pizzas, or just like kind of more like junk food, or something that's like super simple to make, and we will cozy up on the couch and watch a movie and eat pizza. So it really just kind of depends on what kind of mood we're in. Today's video I'm gonna kind of show you a few fancy meals that we've made before and ones that we kind of use whenever we're doing an in-home fancy night. And so if you have lots of kids, or even if you're just trying to keep a budget and you want some fun date night ideas, doing a date night at home and cooking up a meal after the kids are in bed is a really good alternative to going out. All right, so in this video I'm gonna share with you 3 different fancy dinners, and then also kind of more of a snackier date night that we might do, and all of these are pretty common for us and just different things that we like to do. So I'm hoping that it gives you some meal inspiration and also some good ideas to maybe do on your next date night. For the first dinner, I am making smothered shrimp Parmesan T-bone steaks. My husband loves a really good steak, and I've made this several times and he really likes it. It's kind of fancy, and so it's fun to do for a date night. So to make this, I start off by slicing up some mushrooms and onions. Once I have all of my vegetables sliced, I saute them in some butter in my cast iron skillet. While the vegetables are sauteing, I salt and pepper my T-bone steaks and just let them sit. I like to cook my steaks last because we like them medium rare. I also like to let the salt and pepper sit on there to kind of marinate them and make them more tender. After the vegetables are sauteed, I remove them from the pan, add in a little more butter, and then I just pan sear my shrimp. When the shrimp is done, I remove that from the pan, and then I will sear the steaks. I sear them on high and get them browned on both sides, and then I remove them from the heat and I'll bake them in the oven for about 5 minutes, or for you, just whenever your desired temperature is reached, or however you like them cooked. Like I said, we like them medium rare, so I don't cook them very long. After the steaks are finished, I top them with the sauteed mushrooms and onions, some shrimp, and then I add some fresh Parmesan cheese, and then I will stick this back in the oven just to let the cheese melt for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then these steaks are done, and they are so delicious. Today, for this meal, I am serving these with roasted Brussels sprouts and homemade garlic mashed potatoes. For the Brussels sprouts, I am just cutting off the ends and slicing them in half. Once the Brussels sprouts are all sliced, I will put them into a bowl and drizzle them with some oil, some minced garlic, and some spices. After the Brussels sprouts are tossed with the oil and spices and garlic, you can put them on a roasting pan or in a cast iron skillet and then roast them in the oven at a high temperature for just about 10 minutes. And these are a great side to any kind of meal, especially steak. And then for the garlic mashed potatoes, I started off by slicing up some potatoes. I always leave my peels on them because I think it just adds some really good flavor. After the potatoes are sliced, I cut a garlic bulb in half, put it in a cast iron skillet, and I put that in the oven at 400 degrees to roast it. After the potatoes were cut and boiled, I drained them and I added in some of the roasted garlic, some butter and some cream and some salt and pepper, and then I whipped them up with a hand mixer until smooth. I topped the potatoes with some fresh parsley, and I served the steak with the roasted Brussels sprouts and the garlic mashed potatoes. All right, for dinner number 2, we are doing homemade sourdough pizzas and salad. We make sourdough pizzas on a regular basis, but whenever it's for a date night, we get a little bit fancy. So for this pizza, I am making my crust with my sourdough starter in my cast iron skillet. While the crust was baking, I am slicing up some onions that I'm going to caramelize to top my pizza with, and I'm also going to fry up some bacon, and when the bacon is fried up, I'm going to dice that, and that's also going to be on top of my pizza. When the crust was done, I topped it with some mozzarella cheese, some goat cheese, and then I topped it with some bacon and caramelized onions. Now, the best part is the sauce. So for this sauce, I'm going sweet and spicy. So I'm gonna start off by making a raspberry balsamic vinaigrette. I do this in a saucepan by putting some fresh raspberries, some balsamic vinegar, and a little bit of oil in a pan, and just simmering this on low till the berries are nice and hot and the juices start to come out. I will then blend this in my blender to make a really smooth dressing, and I will drizzle the pizza with the raspberry vinaigrette. And then I'm also going to drizzle it with this sweet and spicy chili sauce made by the Date Lady. It is so delicious. If you've never tried this, you guys have to get that. It is not a sponsored video or anything. I just absolutely love the Date Lady, so you guys can check out her stuff, but this sauce is really, really good, especially with goat cheese and on a pizza. Now, after I drizzle it with the two sauces, I'm going to stick this in the oven just to melt the cheeses, and then this pizza is ready to go. Now, for a fancy side to this pizza, I am making a Rich and Charlie salad. This is one of my husband's favorite salads. So to make it, I'm going to dice up some artichoke hearts and some pimentos. I'm going to toss some lettuce with the artichoke hearts and pimentos, and then I'm going to make a homemade dressing. For the dressing, I'm going to mix together some red wine vinegar, some avocado oil, and some spices. I like to do this in a mason jar so that I can just shake it up and get everything mixed together, and then I'm going to drizzle this over top of my salad. I am then going to shred some fresh Parmesan cheese over the salad and toss it and serve it with the pizza. For the third dinner, we are doing a garlic chicken pasta. So for this, you're gonna start off by adding some oil to a cast iron skillet, and we are going to put in some chicken breast and get a deep sear and get them that dark brown color. While the chicken is cooking, I'm going to slice up some onions and mushroom. Once the chicken is about cooked through, we're gonna cook it again later so it doesn't have to be completely done. I'm going to remove it from the pan and I'm going to add in my onions and mushrooms to start sauteing them. Then I add in some minced garlic, and then I'm going to sprinkle all the veggies with some flour. I then add in some bone broth and some cream, and I just stir this together and let it come to a boil until the sauce is nice and creamy and thick. If it's not thick enough, I'll add in some more flour or just let it go. If it's too thick, I can add in some more broth just to get that right consistency. Once the sauce is the right consistency, I will just add the chicken back in and let it simmer for a few minutes until the chicken is completely cooked through at 165 degrees. I am serving this over a bed of noodles, and then I'm putting my chicken on top, adding some sauce, and then topping it with some fresh parsley. All right, so those are some fancier dinner options that we do when we're having an in-home date night. Now on other nights, like I said, sometimes we'll just get a frozen pizza or some snacky stuff from the store. Another thing that we really like to do is to do like cheese and crackers and some fruit, chips and salsa. And so for this, I will just get out a big board, slice up some different types of cheeses, slice up some different types of summer sausages, and then I will get some fresh salsa. That is a big part of this. I don't just get regular salsa. We go to the refrigerated section and get some really good salsa, get some good organic chips, and then also we will do some grapes with this sometimes and just have a nice big snack. And this is something that we like to do if we're just gonna be watching a movie or something. So I hope this video gave you some good ideas for some different date night options. So if you don't always want to go out, or if you can't make it out of the house all the time because of kids and things like that, you can still enjoy each other at home and having a special night just while the kids are sleeping. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I get out 2 new videos every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.